Okay, that's right. Welcome to NFL World, where NFL starts and ends. I'm your host, Jacob. And another head coaching position has been filled, as the Falcons have hired Raheem Morris. Now, if you don't remember, Raheem Morris was the interim head coach when Dan Quinn was fired from the Atlanta Falcons. And this is a interesting move. I thought Belichick had this job in the bag. He was the first guy to have 2 interviews with the Falcons. And then you thought, okay, Jim Harbaugh, Mike Vrabel, something of that nature. And I was like, well, what about Pete Carroll too? Because Pete said he's still wanted to coach. But Raheem Morris was kind of flying underneath the radar. And Morris, he took a team with the Falcons. I think they were 0-5 or 6. Or something like that. And when he coached, won 4 of the last 7, I think. He wasn't retained at that time. But Arthur Blank, very similar to a lot of owners, are big in loyalty and big on, well, maybe not now, but in the future, we'll see. That's what's happening here. Wasn't good enough to have the job when Dan Quinn was let go. Good enough to have the job now in 2024. So what does this mean? Well, there's a couple of other changes. Him, Raheem Morris, and the GM Terry Fontenot are going to report to Arthur Blank himself, not Rich McKay. Rich McKay was the son of his father, John McKay, who coached the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's now the CEO / COO advisor of some sort, and that's who the coaches were reporting to for the longest time. No longer. Fontenot and Morris will report to Blank directly. And that's how this will happen. It change that was needed, probably for the better. At this point, everyone asks, do you want to be a hands-on owner? Do you want to be a hands-off owner? What I mean by that is, do you want to be completely involved in the product, or you don't want to be? You're just the owner. And in this case, Arthur Blank's saying, you know what? I was hands-off for a very long time. We didn't go where we wanted to go. Maybe it's time for me to just jump in with both feet and see what happens. And that's what they're doing. One final note before we get out of here. Mark Andrews, the Ravens tight end, who suffered that horrific injury against the Bengals in that Thursday night game, the game that also Joe Burrow got hurt in, he is activated off the IR. He is going to play in the game against Kansas City. So another weapon for Mark Andrews, another weapon for Lamar Jackson, and will help out the Ravens. We'll let you know if anything else happens in the NFL world. I'm Jacob Bieber, out.